Before we begin, if you believe that animals have hearts bigger than most humans, if you believe that even a stray can become a hero, then please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring these real, soul-touching stories to life. Stories that remind us of the goodness still left in this world. Now, let me tell you a story. One that begins with a bloody shoe and a dog no one expected to be a hero. In the days following the rescue, Roscoe's presence at Fire Station 12 became more than just symbolic. It became essential. The once silent hallways of the station echoed with the clicking of his paws as he trotted from room to room, checking on each firefighter like he was born for the job. There was something sacred about the way he moved, as if he was on a personal mission to bring peace wherever he went. The men and women of the fire station, hardened by years of trauma and tragedy, found themselves softening in his presence. Even the gruffest among them, like old Lieutenant Harris, who had once said he didn't trust any animal that wasn't on two legs, found himself sneaking Roscoe bits of his sandwich every afternoon. But Roscoe wasn't just healing others, he was healing too. Late one night, after everyone had gone to bed, Captain Briggs sat on the front steps of the station, wrapped in his old leather jacket, staring up at the stars. Roscoe came and sat beside him, pressing his body gently against the captain's side. Walter looked down and ran his fingers through the dog's coarse fur. "You remind me of my old dog, Bear," he whispered. "I lost him during my second year on the job. Smoke inhalation. I never got over it." His voice cracked for the first time in years. "But you, Roscoe, you brought something back. Something I thought I buried with Bear. You brought back hope." As Roscoe settled in at the station, Mia Carson, the rookie firefighter who first spotted him, began researching more about his past. She visited the old neighborhood where Helen Morris had lived. The house was still there, boarded up, forgotten. But inside, she found an old photograph. Helen smiling, sitting on a porch swing, with a young Roscoe curled up beside her feet. The back of the photo had a single sentence written in faded ink. "Roscoe, my heart's guardian." That simple sentence stuck with Mia. It made her realize that Roscoe had always been a protector of Helen, of Lily, and now of them. Mia brought the photo back to the station and placed it in Roscoe's corner, right above the custom bed they had built for him. It was made from repurposed fire hose and stitched with love. The vest he wore was no longer just for show. They trained him gently. He responded to calls, stayed close during emergencies, and even helped calm children during medical runs. People began calling Fire Station 12 the house with the hero dog. Meanwhile, little Lily's recovery was slow but steady. Her leg had required surgery, and the emotional trauma lingered far longer. But every time she came to visit Roscoe, something lit up inside her. Her laughter returned. Her nightmares lessened. During one of her therapy sessions, her psychologist asked her what helped her feel safe. Lily simply whispered, "Roscoe. Because he came back for me." That statement became the title of a feature article that would later be written about the bond between survivors and their rescuers. But with the light came the shadows too. 6 months after Roscoe became part of the station, tragedy struck. A massive fire erupted in an abandoned textile mill on the east side of town, the largest the town had seen in decades. Reports suggested that squatters might be inside. Without hesitation, the crew suited up. Roscoe whined as they climbed into the trucks, sensing the danger. Captain Briggs, against his better judgment, allowed Roscoe to join them, only to keep him close in the command vehicle. As the flames roared and crews entered the building, time slowed. Every second inside felt like an hour. And then, a shout came over the radio. Mia was trapped. A collapsing beam had pinned her down. The exit route was blocked. Walter's heart dropped. Without thinking, Roscoe leapt from the vehicle, barking, sprinting toward the flames. Firefighters tried to stop him, but he was gone. Inside the inferno, Mia was gasping, slipping in and out of consciousness. The smoke was thick, the heat unbearable. And then, like a vision from another world, Roscoe appeared. He nudged at her shoulder, barking frantically. When she didn't respond, he pulled at her jacket, then at her hand. Her eyes fluttered open. She saw him, and somehow, she found the strength to move. Roscoe guided her, crawling, inch by inch, to a pocket of clear air. He barked again and again until his voice cracked. That's when the rescue crew heard him. They found both of them moments before the structure gave way. Roscoe had burns along his side, and his breathing was ragged. He was rushed to the emergency animal hospital. For hours, the entire town waited. People held vigils outside the fire station. Children made get-well cards. News stations ran updates every hour. And finally, just before dawn, the vet emerged with tears in her eyes and a smile on her lips. "He's going to make it," she said. "He's the strongest soul I've ever seen." When Roscoe returned to the station 2 weeks later, the town threw a parade in his honor. Banners lined the streets. Belmont's bravest, 4 legs, 1 giant heart. Mia, walking beside him on crutches, pinned a new badge on his vest. "You saved me, Roscoe," she said. "Not just from the fire, but from myself. I used to doubt why I chose this job. Now I know." Years passed. Roscoe aged gracefully. His fur grayed, his pace slowed, but his spirit never wavered. He remained at the heart of Fire Station 12, a guardian, a healer, a legend. The crew was there for every step of his journey, standing by his side as he had done for them so many times before. Roscoe had given so much of himself, and now it was their turn to return that love. When he finally passed, peacefully in his sleep, the entire town mourned. Schools closed. Flags flew at half-mast. At his funeral, held in the firehouse courtyard, Captain Briggs stood before the crowd and said, "I've seen bravery in many forms, in men, in women. But Roscoe, he showed us what love looks like when it refuses to quit." They buried him under the old oak tree behind the station, with a plaque that read, "Roscoe, the dog who answered the call." And every year since, on the anniversary of the day he brought that bloody shoe to their doorstep, the town gathers in silence. They light candles. They share stories. And they remember the day a stray dog showed them what it truly means to care. If you were touched by Roscoe's story, and if you believe in the power of love, loyalty, and selflessness, then please don't forget to subscribe. Share this story with others, so the memory of Roscoe, the hero dog, lives on. And remember, sometimes heroes come in the form of the most unexpected friends. Thank you.